is a cutting-edge technology. Onpassive, the future of internet. Empowering people around the world. Together we all win. It's your chance to be part of something big. 2025, Onpassive. Empower your life and the lives of those around you. Let's join together to share our love of Onpassive. We are bringing hope for humanity. Onpassive is the numbers one. Onpassive is a cutting-edge technology. Onpassive, the future of internet. Yeah. Powering people around the world. Together we all win. It's your chance to be part of something big. 2025, Onpassive. Empower your life and the lives of those around you. Let's join together to share our love of Onpassive. We are bringing hope for humanity. Empower your life and the lives of those around you. Let's join together to share our love of Onpassive. We are bringing hope for humanity.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Of what Onpassive is, remains to be seen.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a fabulous, amazing day. Today, we're going to be looking at Red Redfern at his last couple of streams. They have been quite fun, so I thought we would go and check out and see how he is coping with the news, and it appears that maybe he didn't get the memo that everyone else did. Hello, Albs, in it to scam it as always. Joe says, poor Red's out of the loop. He seems to be. King says, fusion tea sounds like something right up the British alley. It does. It does. Or something like MLM tea-ish. Right? Like it's a health and wellness MLM company that is selling fusion tea. Maybe from Britain. Violet says, Red is just drifting aimlessly now with no anchor. It seems like that. And Mr. Level is here. And Meme is listening from work, which is good. And Kig is here. And who else did I miss? I saw Rahul show up. Very good to see you. I do feel like Red is out of the loop more than Marty and Chris are, especially since he hasn't been doing the 360 live with them. So maybe he's even more out of the loop now, right? Mark B, good to see you. Poor Red misses the weekly color changes to the old website. He has nothing to talk about now. Ah, bless. And he was so excited because he actually did get to talk about the website. Yes, he did. He's very excited about it. And Sam is here. Good to see you. And Go-Go is here. I had no idea Red is more clueless than he was in the past. I'm thinking he might be. You know, I'm thinking he might be, mainly because I don't know if he's still talking to Marty and Chris as much as he would have been when he was doing the Onpassive 360. And he doesn't appear to be in the loop, as you're going to see today. He doesn't really know what's going on. Hello, Carol. Good to see you. And who am I missing? Chris just showed up. I'm glad that you'll be here, even if it's only for a little bit. Even if it's only for a little bit. I appreciate you stopping by. And Sir Automated on Fusion Trillionaire. Red feels like the name change is like Twitter becoming X. Yes. Yes, we are definitely going to see that. We are going to be listening to his one webinar that was kind of two called Focus. And then he has another one that is called Live with Red Revisit Pop-Up. Because if you didn't know, there has been a little bit of an update in the back office. Not much of one, but they're still considering it an update. So first, let's get into the first Live with Red refocus. It appears that during that one, Red may have had to have refocused because something seems to have gone terribly wrong when he went live. Hello, Angel. Glad that you could make it. You got here just in time. So Red went live a few days ago, and this was the live. So that was interesting. It went on for over 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 34 seconds to be exact. And I was like, oh my God, how come people are not like, we cannot hear you? It went on for a very long time, and it was hard to watch. Angel says, is he tipsy? Maybe. I mean, he is in a boat, so maybe there was some issues with the tech of the boat. But remember, tech genius, everyone. How much is that scam in the window? Is that what it's reminding you of? I'm trying to read his eyebrow language, Violet said. And I was like, yes, I do like how you can kind of watch his facial expressions and figure out like what he's thinking. I also like how he looked at us a couple times with his eyebrows and kind of went, well, guys, this one's fucked. You know? Sam says, I'm in jail. You posted this at a perfect time. Oh my, Sam. Oh my. Do you need us to break you out? Red should switch to body language reading videos for Marty and Chris. Ooh. I would watch them. I would watch them. Another Red Redfern banger. It's like, I like that video better than all his other ones. Rahul says, if it was O-Connect, that problem would have never happened. Right? It goes on for a very, very long time. And you're just like, is nobody telling him in the chat? Is he not paying attention? What's going on? You know, that's the best he's ever sounded. Owl microphone usage, probably. So he logged off for a little while, and then he returned to do another live stream. Same name.
Test. Okay.
There's sound. Sorry to hear that, Sam. It's better if you...
Okay, we will just wait for a few more people to jump on. Sorry about that earlier.
I feel like he was looking to see if people could hear him, but it's like you just said one word, say a few things, and then kind of go. Can you hear me, guys?
Just had to reboot the system for some reason. Anyway, we're back and everything is fine. Let's just wait a minute or so. Wait for all you lovely people to jump on.
It is, isn't it?
Yep, should all be okay now. Okay, though, so we'll get started then. Thank you so much for transitioning across to this stream. For whatever reason, the other one didn't work as far as the sound is concerned. But here we are. Once again, a very happy new year to...
Well, what did you fix? What do you mean for some reason? Like, if I go live and my sound is messed up, I know it's usually because I use like 3 different browsers and Edge never works for me. Or I have to update one of my audio drivers. Okay? It's like one of those issues. Or for some reason, the wrong microphone is chosen on the StreamYard. You know, like you usually figure out why it wasn't working and then fix it for the next one. So it's like, did you just restart and then it worked? Weird.
Everybody out there, Jane and I went out what we call early doors. We went out about 5, back for about 7:30, grabbed something to eat, and Mr. Redfern here tucked up in bed for 9:30. Lovely.
Hey, Lulu.
So a good time was had by all. Got woken up just around midnight, actually, by the fireworks here. But we had a very blustery and rainy night here in the UK with another storm coming through that did affect a lot of the celebrations actually around. Anyway, also last night...
The UK is like that. It is.
I did receive a very nice New Year's Eve message from our CEO, Ash Mufarah, to me and Jane. And let me just find it a minute. He said, thank you so much, brother. I wish you the same, because I'd wished him a happy new year. Definitely we're hoping for a better 2025, knowing the past year hasn't been the best, but we remained committed and confident for the year coming. Happy New Year to you, Red, Jane, family, much respect. So it was really nice to hear from him yesterday. And obviously gives us an awful lot of confidence to know that he is around and he is obviously thinking of many of us as well.
I have gifted my 10 memberships of the month in the chat. If you got one, awesome. After the stream, I will be posting a members only post on the community tab with the Discord link if you would like to come and hang out in the members only area. You can come and do that. We hang out in the Discord. We talk about Onpassive and whatever else I'm covering. Some other things that go on the internet. There's a flat earth area. Great fun for all. Come hang out.
Nothing to report as far as the OES is concerned or anything else like that. For people who keep asking the same questions, when is things going to happen? I can't give you those answers, I'm afraid. I would love to. But the only person that knows this is our CEO, Ash Mufarah. And obviously, he will let us know exactly what's going on when he needs to. Obviously, he wants to get things going as soon as possible. My theme for today is, before I do that, we've got some happy birthdays today. Whose birthday is it today, Jane, that I had to remember? Ruth Pace is one of them. Also, our very own Andy Burks as well from the UK. It's his birthday today. So, Andy, happy birthday to you, my friend. Met Andy many times. He really is an amazing.
Yeah, you guys are friends. You often stream together. We get it.
Amazing guy and a fantastic advocate of not only the UK and Ireland group, but also for Onpassive. And again, I see that Victor Gumbaladi is on here, and it is his birthday just the other day as well. So happy birthday to you guys.
So the funny thing is, if you've noticed, as we've sort of talked about on the channel here, ever since New Year's Eve, Marty and Chris have not been mentioning the company name Onpassive. They've mentioned it like maybe once or twice, but in comparison to how much they mentioned it, I mean, it's pretty much all they talk about, and they use the name constantly up until New Year's. Since New Year's, not so much. And now in their streams, if you watch, they're not saying it. It will be the company, the company, the company over and over again. But Red here is just, like I said, he didn't get the memo. So he keeps talking about Onpassive in the new year. And it's just kind of interesting.
Theme for today then, for me and for you guys, it should be refocus. New year, new you, new everything. Okay, this is certainly the time of the year where we take stock of
new everything. If only he knew. I imagine with Red and Andy shake hands, it's one of those feels like a limp dead fish kind of handshake. Probably. Definitely Andy.
what we did or
Scammer's throat clear.
didn't do last year, and we re-energize and look forward to the future of this new year. And this is a very timely topic, in my opinion.
This was the most depressing Christmas and New Year's of all of the Onpassive Christmas and New Year's, I'd say. Like, the vibes were just completely off. Completely off. Thank you, Meme, for the $10 super sticker.
To talk about today, and that is...
And, like, it's still carrying on into the new year. Like, this isn't exciting. He's not happy. He's just kind of like normal Red. And I don't know. I feel like in past years, there's been a lot more excitement. There was more of a setup that it was going to launch in the new year too. And maybe it's because Ash wasn't around for the 2 months prior that, I don't know, killed the vibe, made it so people weren't as happy and excited. Maybe it's because more people are waking up this year than ever before that this is a scam. Maybe it's all these things combined, along with some people, you know, realizing that it was going to be a new company starting up in the new year, and maybe they're not too excited about what that's going to look like and how that's going to change things. I don't know. It's just like the whole vibe of this Christmas holiday and New Year's holiday and into the new year, completely more depressing and more monotone almost than any other holiday.
Refocusing. When, especially over the last 3 months or so, keeping focused on our own goals and what we are wanting to try and achieve has been very hard for an awful lot of people.
Okay.
Whether that is because of their financial burdens that they have, whether that is because that the anxiety surrounding the time period that we've been in, or whether that is just that people haven't got the ability to stay focused on their own goals for a period of time. Any of these, it doesn't really matter. And I understand and acknowledge that many people have struggled over the last few months with those types of anxieties.
See, like right now, it's all about anxiety, refocusing, letting go of haters. I feel like it hasn't been about that at Christmas time in the past. And Chris says past Christmases, they get together and drink beverages while they talked about the hope for the future. Like that's even lacking this year, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It's not the same. After O Connect died, they realized they'll never get it again. See, and that's some of it too, I guess, right? Because this is the first time that everything's kind of been taken away from them. When everything crashed at the end of June, like I said, it was almost more of a blow than just not ever getting it. Because it was like they had it for a few months and then it disappeared. And like they say, you never know what you have until you lose it, kind of thing, right? So is that the difference? Is that what's bringing down the mood? It could be. You know, because that's really the only thing that's different when you think about it. Queen, you sound like you're panicking. I do. Don't panic. You just wanted to do it. Don't panic.
Don't panic.
We'll just do one for you. Does he not do in the chair anymore? No, not really. That's not been going on either. He has streamed with Andy a couple times. Uncontrollably gagging Red is no innocent baby.
And we're all different, aren't we? We're none of us are the same, and how I handle it and how you handle it is completely different. But
that is quite the clock on the wall, since you guys seem to really like clocks.
With this new year, it really is a good opportunity, in my opinion, to take stock, but refocus again on what we are doing and moving forward. I've really said this so many times, and I mean this heartfeltly to everyone. It really is important to keep hold of your reason why you are doing this. Whether it is...
This is so MLM-y, Red. Remember your why. Tell us your MLM story 500 times. That's why you keep hearing Marty's over and over again. It's because Marty's been in MLMs for 20 years. And that's the main thing that they do, is they tell their story over and over and over again. Then they go to conferences and they tell their story. In order to recruit people, they tell you their story. So it's almost like it's programmed in him. And this is another, like, remember your why. You know, tell your story, remember your why, just over and over again in MLMs. But oh no, Onpassive isn't an MLM.
The financial aspect, and I firmly believe that is paramount to so many of us, then if that is your main focus, that is what you should hold dearly to you, that this year I am going to make myself and my family.
After this, there's going to be a video releasing that's going to be talking a little bit about why there is not really a shine the light anymore.
Much more financially better off than I did in 2024. So how do you do that? Well, number one is you have to find a vehicle or means to be.
2024 started off pretty good for them in terms of like where they've been in the past. Like last year was so happy and exciting for them because although they weren't selling the O Connect, the O Trim, the O Tracker, the O Mail, etc., they had them, right? They started the O Connect in September of 2023 and it crossed over into 2024. Then they were using it for free for like the first 6 months of the year. So out of all of the years, 2024 was technically the year that they've had products for the most, like the longest amount of time. Because they had their O Connect for 6 months, along with the other ones that were released for free there the year before. So that New Year's was exciting for them because they were under the impression that it was just an issue with the merchant at that time, and they just had to hire a new one, right? And then deal with the security deposit, and oh, well, Ash would put his own money into it. Everything would be fine with that, and they thought that, like, in 2024, this would be popping off. And that dream kind of stuck with them until, again, the website went down at the end of June. So I think last year, when you entered the new year of 2024, it was a way better time for Onpassive than it is sitting here today, where you have nothing. You don't even have a website. If anything, you have the least that you've ever had right now. You just have the OES to log into.
Be able to do that with. Now, you are lucky enough to be part of this company called Onpassive. You are lucky enough to be on this journey here at the start before we do anything else. Now, for many, they will be coming in a lot later, and they certainly won't have the advantage and knowledge base that you guys have of the business, which is going to put you in a really high regard and steadfast position as far as what is capable and your ability to be.
Thomas says, remember your why. You would think after 20 years of failures, Marty would put 2 and 2 together to come up with why am I still doing this? See, when they say remember your why, it's really like, why did you join? Usually people join to help people, to help their financial situation, for their families. So it's just indoctrinating yourself.
Able to leverage the company for your financial benefit. And this is where we need to reevaluate, refocus on what your goal is. Now, it might be a humanitarian basis. It might be that you are looking and gearing everything towards one area, that you want to be able to provide financial help. A church, for instance, or in a community, or maybe. If that is your focus, then you need to reevaluate.
Good job fixing those problems, Red.
Focus on, yes, this is where and what I want to do.
So basically, a refocus to you is remember your why and then reconvince yourself that you actually do want to be in this thing. Because you guys are kind of coming to the realization that a lot of people are questioning this and questioning why they're still here. So that's your big refocus live stream. Interesting.
Having that focus really helps your energy levels. It really helps.
You would think that they would tell Red. Looks like you gotta find it. Tell Red to
stop going there
when saying Onpassive. But they just let him keep calling it Onpassive.
Helps your desire, your drive to keep going, to stay the course, as I've said so many times within this business. I've been involved in an awful lot of very early projects within the internet space, not necessarily just to do with business, but through cryptocurrencies and all sorts of other things that I've been involved with, and I still am involved with them as well. Many of these always fall down because of one thing.
Okay. And what is that, Red?
And that is the community that is around the project.
You think cryptocurrencies fail because of the community around them? Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's why the Hawk Tua coin failed. Because they had a community of women that were just like, you just know hot tilla. Is that what you're saying? I don't understand.
It really
And men that were like, I just want a hot tilla. Like, I don't, like, what are you saying?
is important to have a solid community base around any new project to be able to get the word out to the general public. Also,
Maybe if it's a creative product, but Lord.
so for them to utilize and use the products that you are actually going to be reselling. If you haven't got the community who is part of that startup process, if you haven't got a community that's just sitting on the fence and not proactive within it, then it makes that startup a whole lot harder.
What?
But we aren't like that, are we? Onpassive.
So then why has yours been so fucking hard? Because out of all of the startups, even if you're comparing it to the cryptocurrency ones, which you claim fail because they have bad community around them, like yours has taken 6 years and nothing has happened. If anything, you keep losing everything. So if your community is so great, then why hasn't your startup been successful? Like, come on, Red. Think about it.
Community is not like that. I class many of you who are on here today as my friends. Have I met you? No, I haven't. But I know you through the screen, through the correspondence that we've had, the laughs, the crying, the everything that goes on through the community of Onpassive. I've really got to know many, many of you, and I'm sure people here feel exactly the same about other people that they've met through the Onpassive community. This is the glue that keeps this company all together.
But maybe that's the problem, because in a company that depends on the sale of their technology products, maybe instead of concentrating on building the community, you guys should be concentrating on building the tech products. Like, that's maybe what the problem is here.
Have people fallen by the wayside? Yes, they have. It's natural. It's evolvement of any new business. But the main point I'm trying to get over here is that we are one family. We are a nucleus of people that are determined to see this through.
Yeah, but what if nothing else ever comes of it? Are you willing to only be this community of people and to be in the situation you're in this exact second till the end of time? And are you willing to say that's all that I'll get out of this and I'm okay with that? Because most people, that's not what they joined this thing for. They didn't join it for a community. They already have community. They already have family. They already have people they can go to. That's not what they were looking for. They were looking for financial freedom, which is what you sold. They were looking for the ability to save all of humanity, stop all the poor, hungry, save the homeless people. And that's not being done right now. Some people may have got into this for the technology, in which case just offering them this community doesn't satisfy them. But you keep trying to push on all these people that they shouldn't be here for any reason other than the community. And it's like, okay, well, if you're just building a community of people who are getting together to dream, then just be that. Stop trying to be something else. Stop trying to promise all this other stuff then. Say, we're just building a community where we hope to get like 1 million or 2 million people together. And then we're going to do whatever we can, whatever's within our means to help make this world a better place. Stop going to these webinars all day to dream about it and do it then. But if this thing is about the technology, like I said, you can't just offer this community. I'd be like, that's what we are. We're a family. Aren't you glad you got this family? I know you signed up 6 years ago because you were hoping by now you'd be financially stable. And maybe you'd be able to retire your wife. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But, you know, it doesn't matter that we didn't give you any of that because you have this community. Like, that's not okay. That's not why people joined. Anyone over 66 is guaranteed a state pension in the UK so long you've paid all your taxes. It's currently over $1,000 per month. Red will also have an excellent public service pension as well. And then whatever he makes off of his YouTube. I wonder what crypto scams he's a part of. Probably the worst ones. Oh dear. Do you think they lost the holding pen of potential buyers from the Tech event? Not sure about that spelling. Yes. And any of the people that were waiting as traffic for the apparent marketing campaigns that they were doing. Remember when they were collecting all those people in Marty's basement as well? Because there was apparently a bunch of people being collected to become O-founders as soon as this took off. And that's what I mean. All of that would be Onpassive. This isn't a rebranding. They're not just changing the Onpassive name to Onfusion T. Everything's different. It's a brand new company. So all that targeted traffic for Onpassive gets reset. Oh, by the way, everyone's position in this does also. That is, unless maybe you've spoken to Ash and he's promised you a position at the top still. I don't know where Red sits. I just know where Marty and Chris do. Hi, Red. Great to see you. He says to the video, Red, the problem is Ash Mufarta, a longtime scammer, and his clown's promoting to keep it alive. Yeah, well, like I said, Red might be one of them. Red might be one of them. Red isn't 66 yet, so won't be able to get his state pension, but he probably draws down his public service army pension. Probably, because he is a veteran, I believe. So he would be getting something from that. He's probably part of the scam I am involved in. Maybe. Maybe, Mr. Level. Maybe. He's heavily invested in dodgy coin. Whatever it is probably dodgy. Like, let's be real, right? I love you, you love me, we are a happy community. Right? It's like we didn't sign up to Onpassive so that we could all sing Kumbaya, my lord, and hold hands. That's not what it was for. It was for financial freedom and having innovative, brand new technology that was going to take over the world and then help save humanity. Like, that is the point of it, right? So it's like, what are we doing, Red? What happened to smart desktop AI? Maybe we'll do an update on that in the next week. There's another one I've been hearing about called Day Outs. Day Outs. Interesting. I'll have to look into it.
To get to our end goal. Obviously, our CEO and the
But it's like, okay, this community, though, and you being a community, how does that help push you to the end goal? If your community was made up of a bunch of technicians, for example, who are all willing to work on this project for free to get it up and started with all the bullshit that happened, like your OTech pros finally did something other than just talk about technology, then your community would be useful here. Okay? Like when a community gets together for a project, and it's one that you could argue is it's kind of creative, like you're inventing new technology, right? The only way that community helps push the project along is if they're adding to the project. Okay? Like they're doing things to build the technology. Maybe you got, like I said, a bunch of people that are willing to work for free, that are willing to like make the tech for you. And then you have a bunch of other people that are willing to market for free. And then you have another group of people and they're willing to like write up the user manuals for you for free. And that's how like a community will come together and work on a project. Okay. And then the community existing helps that project. Right. It's the same with like crowdfunding. The whole community comes together, they all donate to the project, and then that money is actually used for the project. It helps. In Ash's case, his crowdfunding was you all buy in, me pocket all money, me no put any money back into project. So that doesn't help. So your community wasn't even able to give to the project financially as it should have gone. And that's the fault of Ash and nobody else. No matter what happened here, he's still the one that put the $108 million in his wife's bank account. You can argue that maybe Muhammad Kamal is the one that ran off with the 40 million, which might be the case, that was owed in commissions to everyone. But we know for a fact Ash took 108 million into his wife's bank account. So that money, 108 million, did not go towards the project. So your community coming together and doing that buy-in essentially means nothing here. Doesn't help. Equally, you all showing up to webinars every day, again, to just talk about things and make these little promo videos and stuff that you put up on the internet to market the company, that doesn't do anything if nothing else is happening. You don't have a tech team working on the products right now. All right? The only thing that Ash owns right now for Onpassive is the Orlando, Florida office, which is a P.O. box because it's actually his home office that we see him in. So nothing's being done. Ash isn't sitting there making these products, even though he'd like people to think he is. So nothing's being done. It's just a community of people that show up and then talk. The talking doesn't do anything because all of your planning, it doesn't go anywhere. Right? It's not even like when you guys are sitting there and you're brainstorming for Oblast, somebody is keeping track of all your plans. It's not like they can then hand them into Ash and then Ash can ensure that they're implemented into the Oblast. Like your opinions do not matter. He does not want your input. If he does release something and something's wrong with it, you're not even allowed to say anything about it. So you do not give anything to the project by being this community. Therefore, it's not even like having this community helps move this project along. So it's a moot point. Like in Friends, moo. It's a moot point. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. It's just a waste of time. It's just you guys coming together and going, we're a family. Let's all talk about what we hope to achieve. And then at the end of the webinar, everything you just said doesn't matter anymore. I like to literally keep track of it because somebody has to. Same with the recovering Hunbot, right? Somebody has to keep track of the things that you're promising people and try to make something happen here. It's like, but again, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. No, instead I'm the spokesperson for the public and anyone that can consume Onpassive. And I don't appreciate them putting out misinformation into the world, lying to people, not being transparent, and not allowing the public to make an educated decision about joining them or using their products. I also don't like how they break the law, how they're being sued by the SEC for $108 million. Now, Munana, Daniel, I'm going to be paying attention to all the chats. As you know, I watch every single Onpassive co-founder webinar. The only person who should be a spokesperson for Onpassive, as you all keep saying, is Ash Mufara. I'm going to be paying attention to make sure that you put that comment in Red Redfern's chat the next time he's live, in Comfort's chat the next time she's live, in Marty DeGarmo's chat the next time he's live, in Chris Johnson's chat the next time he's live. Because I'm going to tell you something. Myself and the recovering Hunbot know more about what's going on with Onpassive than any of them do. And you consider them to be spokespeople here, when it's only supposed to be Ash. So if we're not good enough, then none of them should be. Because we've both proven to know more about what's going on here than they do. I'm just saying. Make sure you keep the same energy then. What's happening with domain registration services that Onpassive was accredited for? The domain website is still active. They do have a lot of their, I guess you could call them like old archive sites that you can still get to. So when you make a website on the internet, it might not be completely deleted or removed, even if like the main website's taken down and changed to the login. Do you get what I'm saying? Because of the way that they did their website, it was like, that's why it opened up 5 million tabs, because it was almost like every page was a different website, and they've always kind of done it that way, weirdly. So there are several versions that you can still find of the Onpassive website, but they're past Onpassive websites, right? So that domain one that you can still find is their old version of it. And it's like a skeleton of what once was on the internet, if you will. They would have to delete all of those along with like the main onpassive.com one, because like I said, it's weird, and it's like it's all separate, completely separate pages instead of it opening up into like an extension of the main page, if that makes any sense. That's the best way that I can describe it. So there's like a whole bunch of what I like to call skeleton websites. Like you can get to their old Onpassive website even from like 2018 if you have the link for it. Right? They're all kind of still up there, but nothing's going on with that so far. Haven't even heard. I self-identify as the spokesperson of Onpassive. And Memo says, I respect that, Thomas. He needs his brain examined. I think most of the founders need brain examinations. Oh, it's okay. Where's the FTC? Did Ash outsmart them? No. No, Ash has not outsmarted them.
Tech guys and everybody behind the scenes who are developing things,
websites,
putting it all together for the benefit of us. They're the real ones who are fighting the hardest. But we also play our part.
There is no team. It's like Ash, 2 of his buddies, and that's it. They're about to start on Fusion T, Red.
Our part is...
You might want to make sure that you still have your position that you would have in Onpassive too, Red.
Let's stay together, guys. Let's keep this going. Let's keep the community together. We rely on each other for our ups and downs to keep on going.
Yeah, on each other. Not on Ash. Not on the company. On each other.
Why? Because we will benefit the most by being here at the end. I can't keep reiterating this enough to you that if we are on...
It's all about the end point of this.
The starting line, when Ash Mufara says go, we are the ones that are going to benefit the most. We don't have to relearn things. We don't have to sort our accounts out or anything else like that. We know what we are, we know the products, we know the community, we know how the back office works. All of these things other people have to learn before they can start moving forward. As soon as that gun goes off, we're away. We can start doing what we need to do to leverage this business.
And again, is that the only thing that you get out of being an O founder? Is that you're already familiar with the products and the OES? Like,
for the benefit of ourselves. And believe you me, there will be literally thousands of people who are leveraging it as much as they possibly can to get to their goals.
and you're not thinking about oversaturation at all? I guess not, considering you say you want to sign up the entire world for this.
Whether it's financial, whether it is all the rest of it.
Hi, Sherry.
So use this period of time in these early few days of 2025 to take stock. Take stock of what happened last year, the ups and downs, where things went, but more importantly, take stock of what is.
What does that mean? Where things went? Where did our O Connect go? Oh, where is our O Connect? Dear Eliza, dear Eliza. Like, where did it go?
Your goal? Where is it you want to go? Refocus on
there
those
we go. Where is it you want to go? Now that's better, Red.
Things, and you will find that you have a much more purposeful start to 2025.
I just really like his triangle curtains. Feel like it really adds to the decor along with that clock.
For Onpassive, rather than just letting days tick by. Refocus, re-energize, and let's get 2025 off to the best possible start that you can make it. Anyway, guys,
woo!
That's it from me for today. Sorry about the little sound technical issues at the beginning.
My only question, Rod, is why didn't you delete it? Like, it's still up on your channel right now. It's just a little weird to me. Because I came out here recently and I had sound issues. And everyone was like, Queen, you sound like a robot. And it's because I ended up in my Microsoft Edge browser to start the stream somehow. I don't know. I must have been in it and then just went and started it. Usually I don't use that one, like I said. So everyone was like, you sound like a robot. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's because I'm on the browser I usually don't stream from. And yeah, for some reason, it's all weird over here. So I started a new stream, but then I deleted that one. Because I obviously don't want a bunch of people coming to a stream and then being like, oh, wow, this sounds like shit. And then having it be super short. And then I like start up a new one. Just seems silly to keep the first one up there, you know? So I like redid it. I had recorded my intro, so I quickly did that up, and then I was able to just redo the stream, but I deleted the old one. I'm kind of like, why you keeping yours up? It's not a good look, Red Redfern. I wonder the reason why Red didn't get the memo is because he is the smartest of the three amigos and would probably be asking questions, unlike Marty and Chris. Maybe.
Tomorrow, Jane and I are away in the van. The weather forecast isn't fantastic. We've got snow forecast for Saturday, so we'll see how we go. I am taking my laptop with me, and I do intend to do a live tomorrow. Vivine, Benny, thank you so much.
So you're getting weather that you can't stay in the boat for. So you and Jane have to go to a van so that you could be safe. It's basically like having to leave your home, which sucks and is kind of a situation. And what you're worried about in that moment isn't your boat, not your wife, or even yourself. It's that you might not be able to go live the next day for this pyramid scheme. You have to bring your laptop and make sure that you can still go live. Lord.
You are the fire beneath those down days, Red. Thank you so much. And thank you for your super sticker. What an absolute privilege it is to be here. And if I can bring energy to the room through my lives,
Not really.
that is exactly why I do them. I understand that people have good days. I understand that people have bad days. And if I can, in my own little way, keep you guys as upbeat as possible about what is going to happen.
Calm down, Sherry.
In Onpassive, then I've done my part. We are all here to stay. And that is where I want every single one of you to be as well.
And you all matter. Call your loved ones. Pick up the phone.
I don't want you to fall away, guys. You deserve it to yourselves to see.
I know, right, Sam? You wouldn't think any of the founders had any good days based on how they talk about life and how many prayer circles we've needed for all of them.
This one through. Like I said, tomorrow, I am away in the camper van tomorrow, and hopefully, hopefully we won't freeze to death, and hopefully...
Like, this is what I mean. You're literally, hopefully we won't freeze to death, but it'll be okay, guys. I'm still going to bring my laptop so that I can do a live stream about Onpassive. Like, come on, man.
We will be absolutely okay. Okay, so I am taking my laptop, and we will sort it all out for that. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for being on here today. Catch you all tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed. If not, I'll drop a message to say there's no internet or whatever. That's it from me. You have a very good day wherever you are. Bye for now.
Whew, that was difficult, Red. That was difficult. And that was a short one for you. So after this, we didn't actually see Red for a little bit. Yeah, he wasn't really going live all that much. So I'm assuming that he had the bad weather and that things were not going great for him. And then he went live again. We're going to take a quick break. I have to go check on my kiddo. She's home today. And then when I return, we'll get into Red's second video where he gives us an update on the website, which I'm sure he was just so excited to do. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but Lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Oh, whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. You're just whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy. No one fucks with my hose. The lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger's almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS pharmacy, Rexall, Shopper Drug Mart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand. We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand. Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy
Heidi Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor.
Yes, thank you. And now we're going to be reacting to Red Redfern's video that is entitled Live with Red Revisit Pop-Up.
Okay, hello everybody. How are you? Great to see so many waiting. Let's just turn that down a little bit. There you go. Welcome. Today is 8th of January 2025, and it is a Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a great day wherever you are. Apologies not being here yesterday. I was out beating, actually, if anybody knows about that sort of thing. It's pheasant shooting in the UK. Season's nearly over, finishes the end of January, and I'm one of the walkers basically that get the pheasants into a right area. So there you go. As I said, good to be here. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today is, as far as Onpassive, there's no new updates that I have seen. Obviously, if anything happens, I'll be one of the first to tell you. Obviously, Marty and Chris will be as well. But obviously, we know that there was a new pop-up on the 1st of January of this month from our CEO, Ash Mufarah. And I just wanted to go through that.
On the 1st of January of this month. January. Very specific, Red.
Just to try and highlight a few things from it and just talk a little bit about it as well. First of all,
Red, I know you want to highlight a few things, except unfortunately, the entire thing is highlighted now. The entire thing is highlighted now. So there's that. Now the whole thing is highlighted. Yay! And now Red's going to break it down for us. Yay!
I also want to say as well that I had a good chat with my sidekick partner, business partner, Peter Rogers today. Very much on the mend.
Your sidekick? Business partner? Psychic? And they never told you that maybe don't join Onpassive. It's going to take 6 years and nothing's going to happen. And then it'll be scrapped and you'll have to join a new company. Didn't get a warning?
Just got one small procedure.
I know he said sidekick, but it sounds like psychic.
A week's time to have, and then hopefully he'll be really on the mend as well. But it really was a good chat with him. And why am I highlighting this today?
I don't know why you're telling us about your chat with him, because I don't feel like you tell us that he says anything that's important. Like, you're like, me and him just had a chat. Okay. About Onpassive? Like, does he have proprietary information that he gave you that you're about to deliver to us? But no, he's just like, yeah, me and my friend had a talk. Like, cool.
In front of you guys, not only to wish him well, obviously, but also we were talking at length about Onpassive and our journey that we have had over the last 6 years together in Onpassive, all the way back from September time, back end of September in 2018 to where we are now, and our views and feelings of where it's going to be going in the future. And I can assure you that it got me really...
That you were trying to be psychic. You were talking about where it's going in the future. But did you happen to talk about how it was not going anywhere and it was actually a new company Ash would be promoting? Did that come up at all?
Fired up again, actually, of what is still going to happen, because we looked at why we actually looked at Onpassive in the first place, and nothing of that has ever changed. Why we joined Onpassive, the process of what Onpassive is going to do, the business model of Onpassive
does not exist. There isn't one.
All of that is still very much intact, and
No.
the time frame element of it, yes, we understand, and we are with you guys on this journey, and we understand that for many it is a very anxious time for them. It's frustrating for many, and obviously there's an awful lot of rumors going around at the moment from...
I don't know why you guys keep calling it rumors. Like Gursminder even came out and said, yeah, guys, we're going to be rebranding, but it's going to be called Onfusion T. It's weird to me. Like, why are you guys all ignoring Gursminder? What did he do?
Various areas and angles. And what I want to say just about that before we move on to the pop-up and talk about that, Colonel Daniel Lee, thank you for your super sticker, my friend. That's very kind of you. What I will say about all these sort of things that are flying around at the moment is that our CEO will obviously update us on what he wants to tell us. Anything.
Not after he leaves you all hanging and wondering for several weeks first, right? Right? I distinctly remember Chris yelling, Gursminder is my friend recently. Right? It's like we say that there's going to be a change. And they're like, oh, those silly rumors. Gursminder comes out and he's like, yeah, guys, we're actually going to rebrand to a new company. And we're like, well, it's not a rebrand. It's a complete new company. But sure, whatever. But it's like, are they rumors if Gursminder said it? Because he did. He did.
Anything else is just that. It's just a rumor. Until we hear it from him, then it's just that.
Again, but Gursminder. So are you telling the people of Onpassive that they cannot trust Gursminder and what he says is happening with this company in future? Is that what you're saying? Forget us. What about Gursminder? And Meme says, I really can't wait to see how they spin it when Ash makes the announcement. Right? Like, what are we going to be doing?
He reached out to me yesterday and said, Red, when are you going to be changing your title of your YouTube channel, because it's not going to be called Onpassive anymore? I haven't been told that. So,
well, Gursminder was. And all of you claim that you can trust Gursminder and that he's one of the top O-founders here. He's one of your top leaders. And I played a video of him telling everyone it's going to be on Fusion T. Yeah, they're right. We're changing it up. They're just wrong about the name. There's actually a T in it.
I've got no intentions of changing that. And if the name of the company does change in the future, does it really matter? The business model of what Onpassive is going to do is still the same. Many companies change their names.
No. Let's do this again, Red. It is vitally important that founders understand that on Fusion T is not simply a rebranding of Onpassive, nor is it a reorganization, reshuffle, or shakeup. It is a complete reset of the entire company. As part of this great reset, the existing relationship between founders, affiliates, customers, business partners, banks, everything is being reset. New relationships will need to be established between the company and the aforementioned. When Onfusion T is launched, there will be absolutely no legal agreements in place with founders, affiliates, or customers. It will be at the sole discretion of Mr. Ash Mufara and his new, in quotations, business partners and the new legal entities to offer new legal agreements between founders, affiliates, customers, and others. Again, this is not a rebranding. The new offerings will be offered by entirely new companies, not Onpassive companies. As a new and separate company, any prior agreements are null and void. You will not be joining Onfusion T, and you'll be automatically put in the same spot on the pyramid as you were in Onpassive. You will have to rebuy in. Rebuy in completely. And then where you are on the pyramid will depend on where you buy. I'm sure Ash has already made an agreement with Marty that he'll send him the link to sign up first so that he can be at the very top. The question is, who amongst the rest of you has that agreement? I guess Gursminder has one, right? Because he knows about it. But I guess if you don't know about the new company, consider yourself being left behind. Is that fair to say, I think? Possibly, Red. Maybe you should be a bit more concerned with it. I'm just saying. I wouldn't trust that filthy Gursminder anyway. Well, they tell us to trust him. He's supposed to be a top leading O founder at the very top of the pyramid as well, with thousands of accounts. One of the people that bought in the most. So I'm sure he's promised a spot at the top, because he's probably like, hey, if we're starting a whole new company, like I bought like 3,000 accounts with Onpassive. And Ash was like, all right, well, to make that up to you, you know, I'll make sure you get one of the first links. Because if you're not in direct contact with Ash right now, you're probably not getting this information. Right, Red? I'm just saying. Victoria Rogers says, I was the one who sent the email to Red about changing his YouTube name, everyone. I mean, he's going to have trouble. I think it might already be taken out. Onfusion Team. Team Onpassive versus Team Onfusion at WrestleMania. I like it. Gursminder sent a telegram to Red. It just takes a while. The carrier pigeon might have gotten sick along the way. You know, with the cold weather Red's having. Who wants to join my downline? T? But yeah, no, it's not just a name change, and it's not just a rebrand. All right? You're starting from scratch, and that includes your buy-in. And if this thing is keeping track of when you join, that's when it will, that's the order that will put you on the pyramid. So, something to think about. I wish it had made more of a difference, but I sent the same email to Chris, and his response was so funny. You want to send those to me? My email is right here. If you want to send them to me, we can go over them. Maybe not today, right now, but we can go over them tomorrow for our Friday. Poor Red, the Onpassive boat has sailed away into the sunset without him on it. I wonder if Jade will put her foot down when Onpassive officially collapses. She told Red this was the last time. She might not be too pleased then when she finds out this is about to be scratched for a new company. Just saying. Just saying. Ooh. Jelly says, Marty is my millionaire mentor. Millionaire mentor.
To look at two of the largest companies that we see within the social media scene today have changed their names. Has it changed what they do? Has it changed how they operate? No.
Yes. Yes, everything changes because it's not just their name change. Okay? And then in that article, it was explained to you how everything was going to go. All right? Again, this is not just simply swapping Onpassive's logo or being like, oh, here's a new website. All right? Brand new company. There is no pre-existing obligations, even to you, Red. And Mr. Mufara is the one in charge of this thing. So you need to really be worried about this. The On-Fusion is going to be completely different than how Onpassive was, as it's been outlined in the first article that the Recovering Unbought put out, where she explained you have to forget about your commissions. That's not going to be a thing anymore. All right. And under On-Fusion, O-Connect is going to be offered at $75 monthly, and you're only going to have a capacity of 500 people at a time. So that's not great. And we don't know what the On-Fusion commission plan is going to look like. We don't know if you're going to get 100% of your first sale back now. Right? And it's probably not going to be 25%. So, just saying.
It hasn't. Look at Facebook, which is now Meta. Look at Twitter, which is now X. They've changed their names and nothing has changed.
Are you dumb? A lot has changed. They've lost a lot of people. And then they started charging for people to use Twitter. And there's a bunch of us that will never pay to use a social media. And that's kind of funny that you've been paying attention to that, Red. So you see there's a bunch of people. Because if you want to be honest, that rebrand hasn't gotten exactly perfect either, buddy. All right? Elon Musk has lost a lot of users on X. And people aren't willing to have limited use of X unless they pay. They're upset about it. They don't want to pay for social media. Which is why we keep saying you won't be able to sell ONET ever. People aren't going to want to buy into a company to use the internet when they already have to pay for the internet. There's a reason why there's free options out here of things. And you're coming in going, don't use any of that, buy our stuff. It's like, no one's going to want to do that. Takara says, in a way, Red is smart to actually enjoy his life outside of Onpassive. He does not prioritize Onpassive all the time like Marty and Chris. That may also be why Ash did not tell him. Red is not plugged in enough. Maybe not brainwashed enough.
This is going to be maybe.
Right. Like they really are, though. A lot of money. They're also losing a lot of their advertisers. Because people realize that running a platform based on free speech, where the person that owns the platform gets to decide what free speech looks like, is actually not that fun. Basically, everyone on Twitter is dealing with an authoritarian leader telling them what they can and can't post. Elon will block people if they do a tweet insulting him. He's pretty much blocked his whole family from the friggin' app because his children show up there and ask him to pay attention to them and stuff. It's not going very well. It really isn't. And a lot of it has to do with his little rebrand. And people were pissed about that rebrand. We still call it Twitter. And that's not its name anymore. It's X now. But it's like, no, fuck you. It's Twitter. You know?
Rumor says it's going to, but we haven't heard it from our CEO, Ash Mufara, and I certainly don't know any different. And until I am told different, I am calling it Onpassive. And that
Then why are you all going live every day? They're like, guys, we can't listen to anyone except Ash Mufara, except I want you to show up every day and listen to me talk about all this anyway. You want a dictatorship in your company where you only listen to one person tell you what's going on. Yet you also want to be one of the people at the top of it that people come and listen to. And it makes no sense. These things can't exist at the same time. You can't be like, only listen to Ash Mufara, but then also there's like 5 or 6 of us that will also be doing updates every day. Please also come watch us so that we can make money on our YouTube. Thank you. Like, if you're only listening to Ash, then shut up. Nobody should be talking at any time or doing any live streams then. Everyone should just be sitting around and waiting for when Ash says, okay, I'm ready to come out and deal with all you peasants. It drives me nuts when you're like, oh, wait, listen, Ash didn't say it, so it must not be true. But then Marty and Chris go live tomorrow, let's say. And they'll be like, oh, Ash texted us. And he said everything's going good. And then you guys go, Marty and Chris are saying Ash is delivering messages. I didn't hear that from Ash. Ash did not come out physically himself. That's like, could I make an AI Ash warning all of you that this is a scam? And you'll be like, well, it came from the man's mouth. Must be true. Like, why should I listen to Marty and Chris when they talk on behalf of him then? Why are you even doing this and talking about updates for the OES if we're not supposed to listen to anyone but Ash?
That is what I'm sticking with. So let's just be mindful, guys, of what we believe, what we hear, and let's just be comfortable with the knowledge that we will know in due course, in due time, what we need to know. I'm sure that when companies do things, they don't consult their users beforehand of what is going to happen. They don't leak stuff out so that they know ahead of time. They just go ahead and do it. And then it makes big news, doesn't it? I'm very certain and sure that our CEO will let us know when we need to know. So please don't get wrapped up, dragged into, or maybe taken down routes of rabbit holes that you don't need to know or go down. Just be very confident that we have a CEO who is doing his utmost and the very best to bring Onpassive 2.0, phase 2, whatever you want.
But what if he's not? What if he's not doing anything to keep this going? And what if he's just hoping that if he starts up another company that he can pocket another 108 million and then just continue to string you guys along? And then, hey, maybe after 6 years of that not turning into anything, he can just shut that company down and open up a new one for another 6 years. And you guys will just buy in again. And he can just keep doing that forever. And would you just be sitting here going, well, guys, we just have to have faith in our CEO that eventually he's going to get it right. One of the times he opens a company, hopefully that will be the one. Come on, Red.
I want to call it to fruition as soon as is physically possible for him to do it.
This is what I mean. There is no evidence because nothing's happening. Mark says, how do founders know Ash is doing his utmost? No evidence. Just Ash's big mouth. Like, he comes out here, he says, I'm doing everything I can. And they go, oh my God, it must be true. Okay, well, what do you guys have to show you that he's doing everything? Are the products suddenly being added into the back office? No. Is a new website? been reloaded so that you can send people to go and read up on Onpassive and see what it's about for when this thing launches? Has he set up anything to help you guys market this? Is he coming over and giving you instructions? No. He just shows up every few months now, I guess, to be like, everything's going great, guys. Moving along smoothly. Don't worry, this is going to be awesome. And it's like, you have to decide how long are you going to sit here and go through that over and over and over again.
And that's going to be, I don't know, but I'm sure we will get a update from him. Okay, so let's move on to the topic then, which is revisiting the pop-up that we saw in our CEO. First of all, the header, it's a boom, okay? He put that for a purpose, and that really is to re-energize us once again of what is going to be happening moving forward as far as this company Onpassive is concerned. He wished us all a happy new year, and he really did emphasize that this was a heartfelt message to us all, and he wanted to wish us health, wealth, and prosperity, and a happy new year to us all. He also said, let's make this a grand year. Now,
Red, why don't you just like pull it up and read it to us? Honestly, at this point, it's a little silly. But you see how excited he is to go through this pop-up?
Before people start saying, we've been waiting long enough, blah, blah, blah. Who's that? This is Irina Stexala. Thank you so much for your super sticker. She says change is always good. It opens up new opportunities for growth, learning, and self-improvement.
Again, if this was a company where you could actually tell them what you're interested in, and they actually took your input, then that would mean something. But it's not. It's a company where you're all supposed to be sitting around, building a community, and just waiting around for whenever Ash decides to show up and tell you something. Other than that, you have no proof anything's going on. The man doesn't tell you anything that's happening behind the scenes. You're just supposed to have this blind faith and trust in him. And it's weird because he's failed everything he's tried in the past. And he's tried other companies. It's not like Onpassive is the first time the man's tried to do a company for everyone that would bring them financial stability and help save humanity. And he's failed already. At least twice. But for some reason, we're supposed to trust that now he's got it right. Even though it's taking this long and we're not being told anything that's actually happening here. I just feel like you're asking a lot of people.
Absolutely 100% correct. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Victoria.
That really is very, very kind of you. How do I change that back? Let me just move it to there. There you go. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. Yeah. If the name changes, does it really matter? For me, doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, Red. You're spot on that pyramid. Doesn't matter anymore. Like I said, you might want to get on Marty and Chris and ask them how they secured their spot. If you haven't heard from Ash yet about this rebrand, as you're calling it.
As long as that business model that we know is intact, that's all I care about. All right, all the semantics, rumor control, all the rest of it.
Well then, Red, I got some bad news for you because like I said, it's not. That's not how things are going to go.
Really matter. Okay, but as I say,
even your O Connect now isn't going to be what was promised. The selling point was that you could have 10,000 people come and all share their screens at the same time on the screen. That was your big selling point. That's what it did that no other app does. And now you can only have up to 500 attendees, which in case you're unaware, in future, if it ever does come into fruition, that will affect your audience and your views on your YouTubes. But I guess, it doesn't make a difference, right?
Let's wait to hear from our CEO before we start jumping to so many conclusions that are out there at the moment.
But that's the thing. If the man was actually transparent and actually had a business plan that he could sit down and explain to everyone and could tell them all what was happening here, since apparently you're all in a big giant family and he's your daddy, then people wouldn't have to speculate. People wouldn't have to guess. People would just know what was going on, Red. And that's the thing, is that we know what's going on over here. I know what's going on. I apparently know what's going on more than you do. And they're covering Humbug. She probably knows more than both of us. So I don't have to speculate. I don't have to make up anything. I can say this is what's happening. This is what's about to happen to you guys. So you got to really think about what you're going to do here, Red. And if you're going to jump on this next bandwagon with all the rest of these fools.
Anyway, moving back to the pop-up. He also gave us, said, let's make this a grand year. And he said, here's some tips for us, okay, for the year. Now, these tips, obviously, we've heard some of them before.
They're all just generic phrases and quotes. Like, literally. Some tips for the year. Do not waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear. Interesting. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. No, that's a great tip for how I could grow my business with Onpassive. Thank you so much. How many things you would attempt if you knew you could not fail? That's a question that I have no clue what it means, but I'll ponder it. Those are the tips. So, nothing too helpful. Here's a tip. Why don't you take your head out of Ash Mufara's ass for 2 seconds, breathe in something besides his farts, and take a look around and realize you're about to start this all over again, Red. Can you do another 6 years like you just did? Can you go through this all again? Because that's what the future holds. Maybe you do need a psychic.
For exactly the reason that I am talking to you now about the rumors that so many of you have probably heard about and thinking they're true, not true, what's going on, I don't know, all the rest of it.
But isn't it a problem when the leaders of your company can't even tell you? Isn't it an issue when you hear rumors about what's going on with the future of the company you're apparently a founder for, that when you go and ask about it, you're just told, just wait. Don't worry about it. And you're given no answers? Is that not bizarre? Is that really what you want to put your entire future into? And the future of our whole world? You want us all to be clueless, never knowing what's happening? And then when we ask questions, we get told we're not allowed to? That's what you see for the future of our world? With this authoritarian leader, Ash Mufara, as king of the world and the internet? Who saved all of humanity? He just refuses to tell us how? I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea. I think if you're in a company that you've given your money, your time, and your energy to, that you're doing free marketing for constantly, and that you're supposed to depend on for the future success of you and your the entire future of all of your family, every generation to come. Okay? You're supposed to put your faith in all of that into this man. And he can't even fucking tell you whether or not you're changing the name of this thing. He knows you're asking. He knows that we outed info. He knows that Gursminder confirmed it. But yet he's still not coming out here and saying anything. He knows a bunch of people are freaking out. He sees Chris and Marty all stressed out every day, trying to handle the so-called haters. And, he just cares about you guys so much that what? He just sits back and watches while eating popcorn? Because he's got no tech team to boss around. It's just him sitting in an office in Orlando in front of the justice scale. That's it. That's your company. Like, do you want to put your trust and faith in a man that's going to see you all wondering and not even think to himself, I should maybe let these people know what's going on so that they stop freaking out? You want to put your trust and faith in a man that's going to sit back and watch you all wondering, fretting, stressing, not knowing, and he's just going to be fine with it? Why? Why wouldn't you want to trust people that are like, we have the information and we want to ensure that you're aware of it? Because I don't like watching you question. I don't like watching you suffer. I don't like that you don't know what's going on. I don't like that you're putting your faith in this man who claims that he's doing all this for you when really he's just sitting around in his house, picking the dirt out from under his fingernails, hoping that he can pocket another $108 million, but nothing's happening. And then, like I said, when this thing does start as a new company, you're not even getting what you were promised. So what do you mean nothing changes? But why would you want that person to be in charge of everything? That's weird. Why do you want to be clueless and ignorant and not know what's going on and run around with a chicken, like a chicken with your head cut off going, bark, bark, I don't know. When is this launch? I don't know. What's Ash doing to push this thing along? I don't know. Did Ash secure a new merchant? I don't know. Are we going to actually launch the company to the public this year? I don't know. Like, you should not be okay with that. All right? If I have a leader and someone I'm going to for answers, they better give me the fucking answers. And not just look at me and go, well, you better be patient. Or else I'm going to be like, wow, this person really doesn't respect me at all. Like, what the hell? Don't you want to know? It's like, don't you want to know, and don't you want a leader who actually cares about the fact that you're stressed when you don't know? Like I said, he's watching you all freak out. He's watching yet another Christmas where you had to not celebrate Christmas with your family because nothing happened here. And he sees you stressing and wondering, and he knows the info's been leaked. He knows it stresses you out when people are questioning you. He apparently cares about you so much, but does he? Because someone that cares about me wouldn't put me in a situation where I'm then left with his mess to clean up, but I don't even have all the answers. And I can't do anything to make it better for these people. But they keep looking to me, looking for answers. That doesn't sound like somebody that cares about me. Why would they put me in that position? That's an awful position to be in. It's awful to be in the position that everyone's looking at you for the answers and you don't have them. Yet you're supposed to be the person with the answers. And then the guy that has the answers, like I said, he's just kind of sitting back. It's almost like this is a show for him. He likes it. He wants to see just how far he can test your loyalty. And I don't know if that's someone you should put your future. Like, do you want him in charge of your whole future? Like I said, I don't know. Not very good. I don't know. Sam says, I don't see how a name change is not a big deal. Red would have to change his screen names, email, yard signs, boat's name, and license plate. What would you try if you knew you couldn't fail is like asking which superpower would you pick or what will you do with your Onpassive commissions? Doesn't matter because you're never getting one. And that's the thing is that this new company starts and Ash is probably going to consider everyone who joins it that he doesn't owe them the commissions anymore. Because they've agreed to forfeit the commissions and join this new venture now. In the hopes that, in the future, hopefully they get their commissions. Because, he paid them to you the last time so well. I think the most embarrassing part will be admitting the naysayers are right and he has to give another one of his fail talks. Why do they think that Ash would want to work for nothing for them? They seem to think that he has this huge heart. And that he's just out here working for 6 years for free. Doing all this hard stuff and being beat up all the time. And that he gets nothing in return. He's such a martyr, that Ash Mufara. And it's like, no, guys, he's not Jesus. Okay, stop. Ash doesn't care. He thinks he is above work. And everyone is beneath him. Right? And they all owe it to him. They should all be working for free to help his dream. When this blows up, I don't think any of us are going to feel good about saying we told you so. Never do, unfortunately, Violet. So one thing about doing this is that it's not really a win because you're like, but I want them to do what they say that they're going to do instead of letting all these people down. But here we are. I'm not a vindictive person, but I'll be really happy when the senior founder YouTubers finally realize this is going nowhere. But I'll genuinely be sorry for those who have been scammed. And you know what, Mark? I think that's fair. And I think that's how most people feel. Same with like Ash, right? Like they're like, I want to see that man in jail. But, I'll be really upset when Sherry's heart gets broken. Marty doesn't want to be wrong to Mr. Level. That I told him. It was better than Skype. Well, Marty's going to be wrong because, like I said, the O-Connect is not anything like what was promised. Because what was promised, as we've pointed out several times, is actually not possible. A lot of things are great ideas in theory, but then in execution, not so much.
He says, do not waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear.
Again, if you got someone to join this company with you and you said to them, we're going to be making money really soon, you got to join. All right. You have to join by the end of September 2023. If you don't, you'll be fucked. Get your email in there. And then that person's coming to you now going, hey, you told me I had to join by a specific time, but I'm like sitting around and nothing's happening. Like, what's going on with this thing? Why is it okay to be that those people are left to be like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Just, keep staying positive. I shouldn't have to explain it. You'll just hear what you want to hear. Like, that's so stupid.
How true is that saying? How many times have we said to you guys on so many occasions that when our CEO has a webinar, please listen to what he has to say. Why? For exactly that reason. People are listening for words or updates that they want to hear. And if those words that they want to hear haven't been said, guess what? They haven't listened to the rest of it because
Oh my God.
they've almost blocked that out. So don't waste your time trying to explain Onpassive. Don't waste your time trying to explain to people why you're still here.
You should have to explain it to them. You can't just go up to someone and go, "Hey, you should join this thing I'm doing called Onpassive." And then they go, "Well, what is it?" And then what that person's supposed to go, "I shouldn't have to explain it to you, motherfucker. What you asking me for?" And they're like, "You're the one that asked me to join it. Can you at least tell me what it is?" "No, I should not have to explain nothing to you." Like, what? What do you mean? Yeah, you do have to explain it. And if you tell people that's going to make them money, they're going to say, "How?" You're going to have to then explain that. This idea that you shouldn't have to explain anything to anyone, and like everyone is just a bunch of complete moronic idiots just looking for something to join. We're all mindless drones. Just like, beep, 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 beep. What can I join? What can I join? Oh, not this. It didn't approach me. Oh, not this. It didn't approach me. And then what? Like Onpassive shows up? Join us. Oh, okay. No questions need to be asked. I'll just join this thing. Like, no, I have some fucking questions. All right, I'm not a ride or die bitch. I want to know where we're going. Are we stopping to get food on the way? Is it going to be a bouncy ride? Do I need to bring an extra neck pillow? Okay, I got questions. What kind of vehicle are we taking? I got a lot of questions. All right. Nobody should ever be okay with joining something that will not be explained to them. "Hey, man, come join this thing. You're going to make a lot of money." "Okay, how?" "I don't got to tell you. Just come join." Like, that's not going to work. That doesn't work. And I don't want to live in a world where that works. Where everyone's just like, "Oh, yeah, I'll join anything as long as you just tell me I have to. I don't need it explained to me at all. I don't even need to know what it's called. I'll just join it." Like, please, no, I don't want that world. That's an awful world.
After all this time and you've not made any money, it doesn't really matter. The only person it matters to is you. You are the master of your own destiny.
Not in a business like this, you're not. Depends on recruiting and depends on you getting customers. Or as you said, creating a community. And again, who's going to join a community? "Hey, come join my community." Okay, what's it about? I shouldn't have to explain it. Okay, well then I'm not going to fucking join it. I don't just go around joining communities when I don't even know what I'm joining. For all I know, I'm joining Al-Qaeda, and I don't want it. All right? You'll be joining the Nazis, and I don't want to join that. I don't want to join the KKK. All right? I got some questions. I'm not going around here just joining up with groups. All right? I already did the Girl Guides growing up. I'm good. I don't need to be in anymore. So, no, again, should not just be mindlessly joining communities either. You got to explain to people.
It is not up to somebody else to decide if you're right or if you're wrong. It's not up to anybody else to decide whether you're doing the right thing or not. It's up to you to decide whether you want to be part of this journey, you want to see it through to its fruition, or you can be like so many other people and jump ship, move along, turn your back on what I believe is going to be one of the greatest changes.
Will Ash be considered jumping ship if he scraps the whole Onpassive business and basically hands it over to Muhammad Kamal, who's still owning it in Egypt right now? Because that's the thing. You can't just rebrand Onpassive, sir. It belongs to somebody else. So it's not just a rebrand. Will that be jumping ship when he goes, fuck Onpassive? Kamal can have it. I'm going to start on Fusion T now. I bet you that's not going to be considered jumping ship. Will it? But here's the thing, it should be. It should be. Because for a lot of the people that join Onpassive, the main thing that they like about Ash Mufara is his resilience. And the fact that he wanted to get this Onpassive thing going no matter what obstacles. Nothing will stop us. Nothing will stop us. I've had people come in the chat today and get mad at me and say, Queen, why are you talking about my Onpassive? Nothing is going to stop us. But here's the thing. Now you're finding out that's not how Ash thinks. That's not who Ash is. And in fact, the SEC and Muhammad Kamal have stopped you. Dead in your fucking tracks. And Ash now has to concede to that. And go, fair enough, you guys take it then. He'll still be held accountable for his part in it at that time. The SEC is not going to be like, everything that you did between 2018 to 2024 doesn't matter now. Because it does. It all still happened, as I keep saying. Even if he moves on from this, it doesn't erase it. And that litigation's still going on. And he's still responsible. It's just from this day now forward, what happens with Onpassive will now be Muhammad Kamal's issue. You see? And any of the agreements signed with Onpassive is now also you're in agreement with Muhammad Kamal, no longer Ash Mufara with that. That's what the Recovering Humbot is saying in her articles. That's just kind of like a different way of wording it, I guess, if you will. The TLDR. Okay? Like, that's what's going on. So if you're here because you think to yourself that Ash Mufara, he's a really great man and he's so resilient, and no matter what tries to step in this man's way, he's going to plow through those obstacles and he's going to come with Onpassive no matter what. He's bringing this to us. He's doing this for us. And he's saying, fuck everything else. That's a lie now. That's no longer true. Instead, he said, all right, you know what? I'm going to wipe my hands of this Onpassive shit. It's not going to go anywhere. I can't do anything with it. So I'm going to put it all on Muhammad Kamal now. And then I'll just invent a new thing. So he isn't that resilient man that you think he is. That guy that just keeps on fighting and fighting and fighting no matter what obstacle gets in his way. And it turns out that the SEC and Kamal can take down Onpassive. Not only God and not only Ash. So a very big part of who this man is and who all of you look up to him for being is actually not true. He isn't that person. He doesn't want to do this fight anymore. In fact, he tried to have the SEC dismissed partially because he just wants all of this to go away. Yeah, that happened after all the problems, Red. It wasn't really to save the thing. Maybe I've said too much. But you really have to now look at the man that's actually before you today. He's the guy that goes, oh, that scam didn't work out. It's nice I got to pocket 108 mil from them. Cool. Let's start the new one. And again, that's no different from his past. Right? With GDI Fusion and his system, with Ash Max, in its system, targeted traffic, right? All the same stuff that Onpassive promises. Except when Onpassive came to be, although I say it's almost like he rebranded from Ashmax, again, it was a brand new company. Completely brand new. So that's again what's happening here. It's almost like Onpassive is now the new Ashmax. And it dies. On Fusion T, brand new. Starting over. From scratch. Again, I don't know how your buy-ins are going to work. Which you will have to buy in again. And I don't know how you're going to look at all these people. A lot of them that had to take out loans for the first buy-in between July of 2018 and June of 2022, when everyone was still buying in. A lot of people have loans that they took out that they're still paying off to this day from that. Because like I've explained, $97 US may not be a lot to you, me, the people in the US, Red. Since you're in the UK, I'm in Canada. But it is a lot for a lot of other places that join. It's like 3 months worth of their pay. It's a big debt for them. Like I said, would you have been able to put 3 months fully of your entire paycheck, everything you live off of for 3 months on this thing? Because that's what you expect other people to do. And the thing is, they did. So I don't know how you're now going to look at them several years later and go, now you're going to have to do that again. And the first time that you did that, now that doesn't even matter. You already got what you should get from that, which Marty almost says every single day. Marty's constantly reminding us that we got our money's worth with Onpassive, with Oconnect, and that we should just be happy for what we got. Now you know why. Because that's all you're going to get from Onpassive. That's it. There will be no more. A lot of people have known about this since October. Red. So just something to think about.
In the internet that is going to happen for a very, very long time. He also went on to say as well, when writing your story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. That goes hand in hand with what I'm trying to say.
Hopefully we are done by then, Joe. If I'm still streaming in even an hour for now, be like, Queen, get off.
Right there is that don't allow other people to dictate to you what your life is all about. And how many things would you attempt if you knew that you could not fail? I think the answer to that is you would just keep on trying and trying and trying so many times if you knew that the end result would be a success. When Edison was making his light bulb, do you think he gave up after 10? Did he give up after 20? Did he give up after 100? Did he give up after 500? No, he didn't. He kept on going. And that 1,000th time that he did it, guess what? It was a success because he knew deep in his heart that he knew that this was possible. And that's why he kept going. And I'm very sure as well that Ashmi Farah has exactly that same drive and feeling in his belly, that he knows that what he is doing is going to be a success. It is going to come to fruition and it is going to happen. And the best thing about all of that, guys, is that he's doing it all for us. Is he doing it for himself? He might be doing it because he wants to build the company. But the bottom line is he wants for our success more than he wants for his own. And that really is very, very important. This company is going to be the biggest giver to its users than any other company has ever done before. That is music to my ears. When somebody says that to me, I know that I am part of the right movement, the right business, and the right opportunity. He also says, have you ever noticed how people Don't
Just
tear,
read it.
Happy people don't tear other people
I hate how he's reading it, not showing it.
down. It's only negative people really that do that, don't they? It's not somebody who's happy. They always big other people up. They always raise other people up. Secure people celebrate others' successes. Unsecure people don't, do they? Have you ever heard of the expression, blowing somebody else's candle out doesn't make your candle glow brighter? If you're confident in yourself, within your business or what you are doing, you cheer somebody else's success. What you don't do is try and drag them down to try and make you look better.
Here's the thing. I could ask every single person in my chat, and the recovering Hunbot could ask every single person in her chat who watches her. We could ask them to report you guys to the FTC all we want, the SEC all we want. We could report you every single day, nonstop, all we want. And if you're not breaking the law, they will not care. If you are breaking the law, then they'll go after you. There isn't a way for anyone to like tear you down. Okay? We don't even review bomb you. All of your reviews that are positive, though, were actually made up by Ash Mufara. And there's proof of that. But it's not like any of our people have gone and given you bunk reviews. And even behind MLM, when they report on Onpassive, they just report on what happens. Just like we do in the streams we do. Or just like the recovering Hunbot when she releases information on her website. It's all just what is happening. If you weren't doing the bad things, us talking about it doesn't matter. Like, we can't make up stuff and have these agencies go after you. The funny thing is that we found out that although, yes, we may have helped the SEC with the investigation once we stepped in, they've actually been keeping track of this since the beginning. They were on to you before we were. So all of this, oh, it's just that Hunbot and Queen and even Spencer was late to the party in comparison to them. You can't blame anyone that has covered you for the SEC. You can maybe be like, oh, well, maybe they wouldn't have gotten as much information, but they would have eventually. It just maybe would have taken a little bit longer for them to be able to go through with the case. Maybe we'd be a bit more behind now. That's the only difference. They were already on to you. They were already collecting evidence. They were already like, we got to stop this Ash guy from running scams. He's gone mad. He just wanted to quit, you know? So again, like, no one can bring you down or do anything to you that will stop you. Your biggest enemy is Ash. Ash didn't start this company and follow the laws. All right? He fucked up. And the thing is, he won't even admit to that. And if you think he's going to be able to register these new securities while he has a lawsuit going on, doubt it. They want to put a director's bar on him. So think about that.
Also, he says, peaceful people spread calm, not chaos. Absolutely. A peaceful person doesn't like confrontation. A peaceful person doesn't like other than unorganized things. They like calm, tranquility. That is really good for your soul. It's good for your life. It saves you being anxious. It keeps you in a very stable plane rather than having lots of crazy stuff all going around. As Vivine has said there, it's unsuccessful are just bad energy, and they.
But that's the thing, though, is that Ash creates a chaotic environment within Onpassive by not telling anyone what's going on, by leaving people to guess and speculate and wonder. And then when we release information, they all start freaking out. And he could stop that by doing everything legally, being honest, being transparent, telling you guys what's going on, but he chooses not to because he knows that it's easier to control a group of people when they're living on an emotional roller coaster than it is if they're calm and confident and tranquil. That's the thing, Red. All right. A CEO, owner, operator of a company would usually not want everyone in the company to be all up in arms, not knowing what's going on, constantly speculating and guessing, and then freaking out if other people release information about what's going on because they don't even know if it's true or not. There's a reason that Ash likes this chaotic environment. It's wonderful if you're trying to control everyone.
Drag you down with their bad aura. Absolutely. You know, always have yourself around people who are like-minded. That means that they are celebrating your successes.
Yes, but again, I would say that people are probably more like-minded with their actual family, the friends that they grew up with. Except when you're in something like Onpassive, you're supposed to turn your back on those people if they don't support your cult. So yeah, surround yourself with people that want to see your actual success and won't just be a yes man around you and blow smoke up your ass. That's important.
They are telling you what you are doing is a great idea. In fact, today...
It's not always a great idea. Sometimes it's a bad idea. Do you want to be around a bunch of people that are like, oh, you want to walk off the edge of this cliff and fall to your death? That's a great idea. I support you, Queen. You go. Shall we dress up for the occasion? Like, no. You want the person that's going to be like, wait, what are you doing? You want to dress up and then walk off the edge of a cliff? Are you fucking dumb? That's not good. You're going to end your life. Come on, man. Let's find something better to do. Let's find a better hobby, more safe. That's who you want around you. Sometimes you maybe have a bad idea. Like, I should sit around for another 6 years in a company that this man starts again in hopes that I make money and ignore my actual family and friends so that I can attend webinars every day for several hours per day. Just dreaming about what I hope will happen that never will. Like, you don't want to be doing that.
I was talking to somebody and they were talking about their business and said it's going really well. And I celebrated that person's success. I said, that's really good news. That is, I'm so happy for you. And I am, you know, he's a self-employed business person and he works damn hard. And, you know, he's had a good year. So I was celebrating it with him. Why wouldn't I? Also, confident people uplift, not criticize. Very important. I'm confident in my own ability.
Actually, you have to be more confident to voice an opinion of doubt or a bad take than to just go with the flow. If I wasn't confident, I wouldn't be able to speak out about half the stuff that I do. Because oftentimes I'm going up against millions of people that don't agree with me. You don't really need much confidence to just go along with the crowd. It's the person that speaks up in the crowd that is confident. You know? So no, that's not the case. It takes more confidence for the person in the webinar and Onpassive to put up their hand and ask, when are we going to launch? Than it does for the people that just show up to kiss Ash's ass the whole time and not ask any of the hard questions. So you got that wrong.
Of what I'm capable for within the Onpassive business. So why wouldn't I encourage other people to be as confident as I am with their Onpassive business? There is no race to the...
Problem might be that there's too much confidence in the business here, when there's no proof that anyone should be confident because of all of Ash's past failures, the way that he can't follow the law, he can't execute any of his plans, never meets a deadline. I'd say it's quite the opposite.
And there is no opportunity any bigger than what I'm doing. Everybody has exactly the same transcript that they are working off. Mine's no different from yours. My products, my services, exactly the same as yours. I know in my ability of leveraging everything that is going to be available for, and I'm going to utilize every ounce of that to make my Onpassive online business a great...
It's not going to be Onpassive.
Great success. I'm confident that I will do that. So if somebody else is as confident as me, I welcome.
So are you moving to Egypt then, or?
Welcome that. I want to see all of you next to me really killing it out there as far as your business is concerned. And if I have to share tips of how to do things, I'm quite happy to do that because there's plenty to go round. You're not going...
Because Ash didn't share any tips. Are your tips going to be like the tips that were given to us in the back office, though? Because you can do without them.
To be taking anything from my business to make yours a more or better success, because everything is available to everybody. So why wouldn't I want to share my knowledge? Why wouldn't I want to share how I do things to other people?
But you don't have any knowledge. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Marty and Chris don't know what's going on. You all claim Gursminder doesn't know what's going on, even though he's the only one that admitted that the company was going to be changed to on Fusion Tea. So none of you know what's going on. How are you supposed to help anybody do anything with a business when you don't even know what's going on with it? Like, hey, Red, what's the next product that's going to be released in the back office? What's the first one that's going to show up there? I don't know. Okay, well then, how are you supposed to teach me how to sell this product? Come on, man.
Because I know that everybody's success is key to this business. Ram Ben Jacob, thank you so much for your super sticker, my friend.
Oh, Ram. That's good old Rob, who we get a lot of our Onpassive story time from, like in the Fridays.
Very, very kind of you. And that's one of the key elements, I believe, in Onpassive, to be
What,
absolutely honest.
donating money to the YouTube channels?
If you look at a lot of businesses, if you look at a lot of things online right now, the real buzz of all of them is community. Look at Telegram groups for different things that are.
You mean like scams? Because the only thing on Telegram is scams and cults. The Queen of Canada.
New. Look at Discord. Look at all sorts of Facebook groups, etc. Look at them all. The buzz thing for all of them is community. Why? Because it's how community drive their new business.
Yeah, but their communities don't lie about what they're about. They're not like, come join us, you'll make money. Haha, just joking. You just get a family that gets to sit around for several years. Like,
forward. That is one of the key elements that new companies look for now, is to evolve a community base that go out and spread the word of the business.
which you don't even know. Because none of you have embraced the new name. So is everyone supposed to go around talking about Onpassive all week? And then when Ash decides to show up in another like couple weeks or so to have a meeting with you guys and announce the new company, all of the work that you've done at the start of 2025 doesn't matter, along with all the work for the last 6 years? Oh, great. Wonderful. Yeah, no, sounds like a great plan, Red. We should all definitely take tips from you.
Whatever it may be. Nowadays, that is so important. Why? Because of how social media work. You only have to look at memes at the moment, right? How fast they travel, how popular they get, how many hits, how many...
Are you in the early 2000s? Are you just realizing this?
Views they get within 24 hours, millions, some of them. Why? Because it's how things are spread by the
Memes aren't even the in thing right now.
community, and people pick up on these very, very quickly. And this is why when new startups and businesses, what they tend to do is they will have...
Right now, you're all memed all over the internet as being a lot of really incompetent scammers. So just saying, if you're worried about memes,
like founders or offerings or whatever it may be, incentives to build a community base first before they launch it so that it goes out. This is why I believe...
Yeah, but they don't spend 6 years doing it for a company that they basically do illegal stuff with. So then they have to scrap it and start a new one.
That we are positioned extremely well within Onpassive because we've already got that community. We've already got that solidity, haven't we, of all of us together in one place. We've all had our own adversity with this journey of Onpassive in one way, shape or form, whether it be monetary, whether it be from emotional, whether it be for our waiting, our anxiety, whatever it may be. We've all done our trials, tribulations and everything for...
It was all for nothing.
Our own individual journeys. But what makes it more important is we come together in the middle. We lean on each other so that we can get through this period, so that we are going to be here at the end. And that is really important, okay, is to keep that community together. And this is why I do my lives. I do my lives because I feel it's so important to keep you guys together. I want you all to stay the course. Keep on barking on about...
But see, you wouldn't have to do that if the company had what it promised it would have. And if it had products that people enjoyed, right? Then that would carry the company. But yeah, instead, it's carried by a handful of people that do live streams every day in hopes that it keeps people hooked in.
About it so many times is to stay the course.
Again, all these other companies he's talking about that have a community and then start up, their community actually adds to the startup, or they actually start up with products that carry the company. So it's not the community that carries the company or the launch, it's the products. Something that you lack.
How important it is to stay the course. I cannot say it enough. Anyway, going back to the pop-up.
Yeah, you keep saying it, but it's like, why? They've stayed the course for 6 years. What do they have to show for it? Like, and how long do you got to stay the course for?
Also says, when someone tries to dim your light, remember darkness speaks about the critic, not the criticize. Bit like what I was saying as far as someone trying to blow your...
Yeah, because we need you to break down every sentence and explain it to us, Red, because we're all really, really stupid. So it's not like over the last 8 days, since this was released yesterday, that we haven't been able to just go read it for ourselves and then interpret it. We really need you to break down every single sentence for us and then explain to us what it means. Yeah, I know. You look down on everyone, don't you?
Candlelight doesn't make their candle burn any brighter. He finished off as well and said, I'm fired up to change the world. Okay. He didn't say,
like Alp says, Red having to break down every single word says more about Red than anyone else.
I'm fired up to the challenge. He said, I'm fired up to change the world. For me, that's quite an important sentence.
Okay.
For me, that is saying he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows that it is going to be very soon when this is going to happen.
Oh my, you've said that every year, Red. Every year. You've said that. Like, and right now we're in a worse position than we've ever been before. Like, so why should I believe that it's going to be sooner than like what I would have believed at this time last year? This time last year, I would have thought it would have been way sooner. At least you had some products going. So like, I'm not so hopeful in 2025.
He said, are you ready? Question mark.
It's like, how much more ready can you fucking be? Been ready for 6 years. Let's get a move on it.
In bold.
In bold. And highlighted as well, in case you were wondering.
Are you? That is a big question as far as I'm concerned.
Huge, massive, massive question.
Are you ready? We've been telling you for a long time. Get the things.
Yeah, it's starting to be condescending at this point. Like literally, it's like condescending at this point to be like, "Are you ready? You've been asking me for 6 years. Yes, we're fucking ready. We've been ready the whole time. I cannot be more ready. I cannot do anything to be more ready for this to launch. Let's go. What you waiting for? If everything's so perfect." And he's working oh so hard. Should be able to come out tomorrow then. Announce that Onpassive is launching. Bing, bang, boom. Products in the bag. Merchant ready to go. Let's go. Stop talking and show. Show me. Do the action.
In order that you can possibly get now. Because when it starts, we want you to be with us on the starting line. We want you to get going with your business, to really release those shackles that have been holding you back over the years.
What the fuck are you talking about? You're holding me back. You're not giving me the fucking products you promised me to sell. And launching this thing out to the public and making it so that I can start recruiting people. You're my shackles. You. Onpassive. Ash. You're acting like everything's made available to them, but like for some reason they just haven't broken out of their own ways and haven't been able to be successful. Like you're a typical MLM that actually is selling products and has a recruitment chart. But you're not. So you can't be like, oh, you guys you got to break out of your shackles. Motherfucker, I've been sitting here not in shackles the whole time. I'm ready to run with this thing. It's just you're not giving me what I need. They can't do anything, Red, without the products. Like I said, you guys don't even know your company name right now. Like, come on.
Of this journey of Onpassive, so that we can really get going with the business as we joined it and as we wanted. He finished off by saying,
Jesus.
With love and respect, Ash Mufara.
And here's the thing. Do you think it was actually him that typed it up in there? Because I don't. I don't think Ash is even the one that sits down and types it up. I think he just writes it out or dictates it to somebody else. So to me, it's even less personal when it's like, much love from Ash. I'm like, you mean the person you're dictating this to?
Very, very strong words. I really wanted to bring it all back up again because I think it's important to maybe take a little bit of a different look at it, to maybe analyze it from somebody else's words of saying it. When you're reading it to yourself, are you really listening to those words? Are you really digesting what he's been trying to say? With Ash Mufara, there is a lot of reading.
I have been. And it's given me indigestion, heartburn, and made me get sick several times.
Between lines, for sure. It is the way he is. It is the way that he speaks to us. A lot of it in riddles. But in one thing is for sure, he means the right things. He always means the best for all of us. And that is why he is.
I know he really meant the best when he was like that $108 million that I should be using to pay the bills, pay my employees, and build these products with. I'm going to transfer that into my wife's bank account. That's right.
Doing what he is doing to the best of his own ability. He is going to give us Onpassive Phase 2, 2.0, whatever you want to do, so that we can finally.
You mean on Fusion T? That has nothing to do with Onpassive.
Get going with our own business within the Onpassive ecosystem, leverage all the tools, all the services, so that we can build legacies for ourselves and the rest of our families. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me today. I hope it's been of interest. I hope it's been of value. Great to see so many of you on here today.
Literally could have read that ourselves, and we have, and then interpreted it ourselves, which we have. But thank you.
I'm going to give you a bit of a shout out today, as I'm feeling so good. So for you tea clubbers.
Meme says, Queen, we don't need to know the products. I keep saying they will sell themselves while I sleep.
Here you all are in green. Stick your name down and I will give you a good shout out first. Where are you?
I think he might just do shout outs for the last few minutes of this.
So we'll start off with then Amanda Bisignani. Hi.
Yeah, he's just going to do shout outs. Let's see if he signs up anyway.
Apologies for the absolute annihilation of your names. Pretty difficult for an English guy to pronounce some of those words. I gave it a good shot though, and give you a bit of a shout out today.
And what does the shout out do? Are they honestly like, oh my God, Red Redfern said my name? Oh wait, did you hear him? He said my name. It's not like you're shouting out someone's channel. The people in your audience are going to go subscribe to them. You're just saying the names of the people in your chat, which, yeah, okay, say hello to them and whatnot. But the way that you act like you do these shout outs for people, it's going to help their business or something. And it's no. There's not really a point to it. It's the same as anyone saying hello to their chat. But the way that I don't know, maybe it's how you call them shout outs and then set up for it. Like, all right, guys, I'm going to do shout outs now. Is everyone ready? Mr. Level, May, helps, Scam Chat. Like, again, it's nice that you're saying hello to them, but it's not like a shout out in the way that a shout out usually is supposed to be. I'm just saying. Anyway. Scam Chan says, so does Fusion Tea do everything for me and my family and friends? I mean, I'm not sure. It sounds like there's a lot of changes with this Fusion Tea from Onpassive. So things are not going to be the same. And so I can't really answer that question. And the funny thing is, none of them have the answer either. You know? Angel says, I got reposted on Blue Sky by Mara Wilson the other day and was pretty excited about it. But she's a star and isn't harming thousands of people, so. Yeah, I once had a tweet shouted out by Illuminati, and I once had one shouted out by iNabber, and I once got into an argument with Repsion on Twitter. Like, I guess I'm like YouTube famous. No, I'm not, because that doesn't really do anything. I can understand why you were excited about Mara Wilson. But again, you're on YouTube, especially if it's just like a, hey, jelly snack, you know? It does not really do anything. Like, the way that you would shout someone out is like, for example, I've shouted out Scam Chan before. Scam Chan has a channel. You can go and subscribe to him. And he posts videos about scams sometimes. Sometimes they're about Onpassive. That is how you do like a real shout out on YouTube, you know? But Red's always like, all right, guys, I'm doing shout outs. And then he reads out names very poorly as well, as he's pointed out, because they're hard to pronounce. A lot of them are not English names. But I often make it a point to be like, I'm really sorry, I'm probably not saying your name right. Which I guess he did at the end. I hope so, Scam Chan. I hope so, because that makes so much sense. I'm assuming that it will be promoted the same as Onpassive. So they probably are going to be like, yeah, we'll do everything for you. It's more in terms of like the products, although a lot of them are the same, they're not going to be the same. Like how the O Connect is only going to have 500 people. And although it's going to be cheaper, the decrease in the amount of people that appear does not equate to how much cheaper it is. You know, it's a little weird. You know, it doesn't really like add up. You know, it doesn't really add up. So it's going to be like things like that. Like the O tracker, right? For example, it might still be kind of like an O tracker. It just might not be able to do all the things that they claimed it once would. And I can't really give you specifics on what's going to be the same and what's going to be different. Other than the O Connect, because the recovering Hunbot outed that. Or hunting Hunbot. You know? Little Miss Lulu says, I like it when you shout out my name in the stream. Well, I'm glad that you guys like it. It's not really a special thing, though. It's really just me saying your name. You know? Yes, hunting Hunbot. The tracker of O's.
Thanks for seeing so many of my brothers and sisters from India on. Good to see you on here, guys. Okay. We will always bring you something positive to take away. That's for sure.
What was positive about this? Like, you just kind of read us the back office message. I feel like, again, that has a lot to do with negativity. You guys keep talking about how you're going to ignore negativity, but you talk about it every single day. Therefore, not really ignoring it much.
Lovely Tanya Onpassive is in the house as well. Thank you so much, guys. I'll be back around tomorrow, Thursday.
My Tanya didn't get a shout out till the end. I wonder if she's fuming. Fuming! She's over there all like,
I've been here the whole time, Red. I keep telling them to put Onpassive in all capital letters in the chat. I have had to remove several people for not coming in here in their first full and last name. Why are you just saying hi to me now?
you know, she's going to be pissed.
At some point.
Good thing you fit her in there at the end.
And Friday as well. And then obviously weekend off, back around for Monday, fun day.
And then poor Jane's just back there trying to read a book the whole time, which I cannot do. All right. I can't read because of the way my mind works. I can't read with noise in the background. I can't read like I went into the bedroom once and my husband was watching a game. And I was like, I kind of want to lay on the bed. I think I'll read while he watches the game. And I was like, no, I can't do this. I cannot read a book when there's TV going. The noise bothers me. I need like complete silence. So I'll come out here in my living room. And I have a really nice lamp that I really like. It's square. It's really cool. I like it. And I'll sit there and read. And then I can't hear anything. Turn off everything. No noise. So it would drive me nuts if I was her and I was like trying to read a book every day or like write stuff every day. And then I had Trevor just sitting on the computer every day, just like talking about a company that we've apparently been in for 6 years, but that I haven't seen much from at all. Like, that would drive me nuts. I feel for you, Jade. I feel for you.
Anything happens, I'll be on here. That's for sure. Bringing it all to you. That's it from me. Bye for now.
Well, Alps, I'm just not going to read that. So there. That's it for me. Bye for now. I feel like Red was just excited to be able to tell you about the message in the back office. But the one thing is he didn't really touch on how it was all highlighted now. And I was really expecting him to be super excited about that. Because it appears that Marty and Chris were very excited. When the message in the back ended up highlighted, they were like, oh my God, guys, Ash changed it so that we can all read it now. It's great. It's awesome. So amazing. And I was expecting Red to really go on about that more. But we didn't really get that from him. But he was just very excited to break it all down for us, I guess. What is Tanya going to do about the group name? Is she going to be screaming at everyone who says Onpassive now? Do you know what? I bet you're absolutely right. That's exactly what it's going to be. Now, instead of it being like put Onpassive in capital letters, it will be,
it's not Onpassive anymore. It's on Fusion. On Fusion. Put that in capital letters.
You know, it's going to be awful. She'll just switch it to that. You know? Just switch it to that. Yep, Onpassive OP is soon to be OF. Mm-hmm. Let's hope nobody makes that mistake. I always wondered why Tanya was so nasally. I don't know. Because when I picture somebody as Karen-y as her, that's what I picture. I picture somebody who's just nasally and probably has a big giant stick up their anus. So it's hard for them to speak. I don't know. Tanya just says, don't forget the tea. Maybe. Now Marty and Chris are playing videos upon videos to explain stuff now. Yes. Because that's what we need. We need them to do a video showing us more videos, which they already do with their illegal income claims. I just hope maybe they stop doing that for a little while. I need a break from that. Marty needs to bring out the calculator to discover how this new wealth operates. And see, this is what's so frustrating is for several months now, we've been watching Marty make these illegal income claims about Onpassive. and basing it off of Onpassive's old affiliate agreement. Since like the fall, we've known that this is not going to matter. So it's been even more frustrating. But it's still like I need to keep record of it because it does matter at the same time because it's still illegal income claims being made. And it's just like, now is he going to start them all over again? Because that was going to happen anyway. Because he wasn't really basing them on the affiliate agreement much. So it was always just useless. So, yep, we're probably going to reset that too. And now he's going to redo them all. I'm just not going to rate that either, Albs. Queen does Tanya voice better than Tanya does her own voice. Maybe. Yeah, nasal and shrill. Like, that's how I picture her. That's how I read her in my head. You know? When I do a character, I try to bring out how I read them in my brain. And I just read her as being that way. Income claims are the best. They're the best to report. It's pretty easy, especially when he keeps uploading them in 5-minute videos for our viewing. I'm like, thank you, Marty. Yes, I can just link this 5-minute video to the FTC as is and go, please do take a look at this. Yeah, I love it. Angel Sheriff's Kant also goes well with OF. Uh-oh, gotta watch the career remarks. That's so colonialist of you, right? So yeah, Red was pretty excited about the message in the back office. Not as excited about the highlighting, but as you can see, he's not really on the same page as Marty and Chris are. He's still using Onpassive. He seems to think that if the name does change, it's just going to be a name switch. That's all. And you know, that won't be a big deal. But it's like, yeah, but then you have to change everything on your channel. And it's like Marty's going through deleting stuff. Red's not. Everything's still up. Red hasn't changed a thing. And so it just got me thinking, like, man, it's almost like Red got demoted in Onpassive since he hasn't been streaming with Marty and Chris all the time for the 360. And I don't know if he has as much of a direct line to Ash. I know he mentioned, oh, I got a personal New Year's message from Ash. No, you just got the back office message. That's what he considers to be a personal message from Ash. So it's like, I don't think they actually speak or text, email, or anything. Like how Marty claims he can text Ash at any time, or Chris says he can. So it has me wondering now about Red's security in this thing. And when this thing does turn into a new company, like I said, is his spot on the pyramid in this Onpassive hierarchy, if you will it be the same? And these are things that Red's really going to have to sit down and think about when this happens. Because it is going to happen. And I mean, the longer that Ash waits to announce it to everyone, I feel like the worse it's going to be. You know? See you later, Meme. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I'm wrapping this up now. And then in an hour, Hunbot will be live. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to. But it's okay. It was worth it. It just has me thinking about Red and his spot in this company, his connections with Ash, his connections with Marty and Chris going forward, and what it will all mean for him. And a little worried that he's not really thinking about that. So, Red, if you ever do watch this, I hope in the very least it has got you thinking about that. Because I don't hate Red. And I don't think that Red is inherently a bad person. It's like, he just needs to get the fuck away from this. And I feel that way about Chris sometimes, you know? And even sometimes I feel that way about Marty. I'll be like, you know, Marty, if you would just step away from this and stop doing these scams and just go be a granddad, you could be all right. You know, I try not to dehumanize the people that I'm covering. The only one I really can't stand is Ash. He's a complete sociopath, and I will say that and die on that hill. Well, good, Angel. I'm glad that you had company. Mark says, Tanya, John Barilla, Jean Oliva have been elevated to moderators on some of the Onpassive channels. Yes. They love having the power to ban anyone who doesn't believe. That's right. And not only the channels, but also in a lot of these Facebook groups. And Marty and Chris's Facebook group, the Onpassive Nation one, is the main one. And they're all also the admins in there. So it's like they power trip. Jean, not so much. Actually, I do got to give Jean that. I don't feel like she power trips. But Tanya and John, oh yeah, they are definitely power trippers. And they're just constantly power tripping. Which, by the way, we're going to talk about John on Friday because he sent me a personal message. And I was just like, aw. Of them all, I like Red best. I think most people do, to tell you the truth, Angel. Chris needs real friends. And that's what I mean. If he would reconnect with his brother and get out of this thing, he'd be a cool guy. I'd be okay with Chris, you know? I was trying to tell you about the 23,496 product sales. Being imaginary, this really should be easy. May's got it all figured out. She's going to be awesome in Onpassive Fusion team. These guys aren't the worst people out there. Probably not even the worst person you would see if you went outside. But they've proven they have no issues lying to peeps about anything business related. Exactly. And I think that's a very fair way of putting it. I don't think that individually they're bad people, but when you put them all together and then you give them this shit, they all turn into very bad people. And Ash, that one's questionable. I do think that he is the worst one. And I will always believe that he's the one that started this thing. He's the one that's running it. He's the one that has no problem being worshipped like a god. And I find all of that really, really worrisome. Especially the worshipping like a god part. Like most normal people would be like, please don't look at me like that. And they would like try to nip that in the butt right away. But he's like, oh no, give it to me more. It's weird. Anyway, I hope that all of you have a fabulous, amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. And in just over an hour, the Recovering Hunbot is going live. So hopefully I will see you all over there. I love all of your faces. And I will see you all tomorrow for Friday with the Sayers of Nay. So stay tuned for that. It might be an evening stream. So it might be a little later than these ones have been. So pay attention to the community tab, and I'll see you then. Mwah! Bye!
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on than I do on my own. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, or we know who you are, stop going there.
She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3 Minute Ash. Another Queen of Karma person. Asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all more than one. It's not the answer you want, but only Reverend Jim Jones. Okay? Let's go to Guyana. All right? No joke.
Alright, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to crazy men talking about their experiences. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Have a good one, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.
Stop going there.
Have a good night.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name's Ashton Potter.
Stop going there.
Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name's Ashton Potter, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.